Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 639 for comics originally coming out May the 18th and May the 19th, 2021. But before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, you and I have been taking a little bit of an effort to go through some of our thoughts on previews a couple months out of things coming out. And it has come to the time where you and I dig through Marvel to see what's coming out. And this is not just any old Marvel month, Drew.
Nope. It's a Drew month.
It's a Drew month. We
Yeah.
got Moon Knight on top of Moon Knight on top of Moon Knight. So this is actually an intervention. I've come here in love to say you do not need one of every Moon Knight that comes out this much. But let's go on through and let's see if I'm wrong and you actually do.
Okay. Well, they're not even going to. They're teasing us. They put it on the cover.
Yeah.
But then we're going to look at Amazing Fantasy instead. They're relaunching Amazing Fantasy into a 5-issue miniseries. Carrie Andrews is doing the writing and the art. And
I will forever be Kari. I'm Team Kari Andrews.
Okay, Kari Andrews. That sounds fun. I'm not. There's no hill I'm going to
I
die
have
on.
butchered so many creators that I have no hill to stand on either.
That's true. It could be Carrie, could be Kari. I don't care. But it's a $5 book. It's 32 pages. I haven't read Amazing Fantasy for a while. I know they relaunched. Was that somewhere in the 2000s?
Yeah.
At one point, and I don't think I paid attention then. So I'm paying attention now, just to see what they do with it. This is, of course, where Spider-Man got his start way back in Amazing Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah.
So that's where he got his first appearance, and I hope they use this to launch some new character. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be dope. I like the interior art.
It's very heavy metal-ish.
Yep.
You know, it's got some of that painted style to it. And I hope they don't just use this space to talk about Spider-Man and do Spider-Man stories. I hope they really do some amazing fantasy stories and maybe give us a new character.
That'd be really cool if, something had a launching point for this. But that would mean that they would have had to have thought a few issues out, and we're only getting 5.
Yeah, that's true. Again, I don't know why they do that and say. I mean,
we are a proponent of lying to us, and we.
I'm so used to it. I've been gaslit so long that I expect that. I expect to be mistreated by comic publishers and say, "Oh, it's an ongoing. Oh, for sure, it's an ongoing. Ha ha! It's a 4-issue series.
Yeah.
We knew it all along." Yeah. But I mean, I think the rule of thumb has always been 4-issue, 5-issue, 12-issue miniseries. They're not going to sell, so don't launch them that way. But maybe
I'm a big fan of. Hey, tell me if this is any good. But your bar for me, the bar is higher on a 4-issue series once it's already over and people are talking about it, if I'm going to go back to it.
Whereas if it's an ongoing and it only lasts 4 issues, you will?
Because I always feel like, I'll jump back on and ride this train for the next couple years.
Gotcha.
When I can be like, just skip this train. It's over anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was only a miniseries. They'll never revisit it, so what does it matter?
And really, what could really happen in 4 issues, anyways?
Yeah.
All right, so no Moon Knight in there, but we have now Sinister War, another 4-issue series. Nick Spencer, Mark Bagley.
More Spidey.
2 a month.
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think because the Sin Eater story arc went on for so long with Spider-Man, and that I don't really want another Spidey.
Does Nick Spencer deserve 2 concurrent Spider-Man books?
Yeah. I mean, I've liked some of the stuff he's done, but
Liked, okay.
I haven't loved
I
a
haven't loved
lot of the
anything.
stuff recently. Yeah, you're right. You know, I love his Superior Foes.
Mm-hmm.
Love his creator-owned stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't loved his Spider-Man lately.
Yep.
So,
I've been able to look and say, well, you haven't screwed up anything Spider-Man related, but oh well.
Yeah. Then we get into Extreme Carnage. And we're going to give that to Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Yep. And here's where we give all the screams and all the weird name version of symbiotes all come together, correct? Because I see, is that the wraiths and the screams and the echoes and the whatever these things are named that I forget after 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Scream, Phage, Riot, Lasher, Agony. I swear I did not read that ahead of time. I was just going by knowing that they're all just one word, just pulled from a dictionary.
Are these all Donny Cates creations?
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Okay.
And I have Scream's first appearance, and I fell for the Agony first appearance, or one of the other ones. So
you're hoping they hit hard.
So hey, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah. So then Philip Kennedy Johnson takes the Alpha #1. Then we go to Scream #1. That's Clay McLeod Chapman. And
Clay McLeod from the Clown McLeod?
Maybe. And then we have Phage #1, Steve Orlando and Geraldo Sandoval. And that's Flash Thompson involved. So, I wish them the best. Let me know how that turns out.
At some point, it doesn't really matter who's the person behind these and all, because they're just pointy arms anymore to me.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's it's Flash Thompson. Well, we've had the good Flash Thompson, and we've had the bad Flash Thompson, and we've had the corrupted Flash Thompson, so I don't even know what Flash Thompson's real personality is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy Bennett is Scream. I don't remember who that is. Or again, is their personality ever even allowed to come out in these characters?
Right.
But we'll see.
Speaking of not knowing what's going on, it's X-Men #1. Another relaunch of X-Men. And this time Jerry Duggan gets to take over with Pepe Larraz.
So we have a giant-size X-Men. It's not a giant-size X-Men. It's just a $5 X-Men.
Yeah, I'm sure it's $5. 48 pages. There you go. So this is after Hickman's run, I'm guessing. So I don't know if we're just building on Hickman and just renumbering for the heck of it, or it's actually a new different.
All right, I'm going to read something to you, and let's see what we think.
Okay.
The heroes of Krakoa are here to save the planet. Things might be complicated between the nation of Krakoa and the rest of the world, but the X-Men things are simple. You do what's right. You protect those who need protecting, and you save the world we all share. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Sunfire, Rogue, Wolverine, Synch, and Polaris are the chosen champions of mutant kind, and they will not shrink from any battle for their home planet. That is the most generic write-up ever. Hey, these are all good guys.
And
join us.
Wasn't it Polaris who was voted by the readers to be added to the team? Was it Polaris?
I think.
She the one that got added in there? Okay. And that's cool.
Is the other one, is it Synch, S-Y-N-C-H, Synch, which is what I do with a backpack?
I think Synch was right. I think the way you pronounced it sounds right to me.
The cool thing is when I say Wolverine, it's not Logan, so that's cool.
Who is it?
What's her face?
Oh, it's all new.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean, the people that like the Hickman run really like the Hickman run. So, if this is springboarding off of that, that should be great. If they're starting, sounds like that's what they're doing, because if it's in Krakoa, that's what the Hickman run kind of took place in Krakoa. So
the good news is we have 46 variants, which I am interested in seeing most of them. A lot of really good artists.
Yeah. And now we can get to the
15 pages deep. We have Moon Knight #1, volume 68.
No, maybe 7, maybe 8, something like that.
We are in double digits, my friend. Don't you think for a second we're not?
No, I don't think so. It's Jed MacKay who's doing a great job on Black Cat, and Alessandro Cappuccio, and McNiven doing some covers. We have at
least 11 variants.
Yes, and took a look at the previews order form. So the standard cover, and of course they're all $4.99. Yeah, and then we've got the Romita Jr. Variant that's also independently orderable. The EM Gist variant is independently orderable. The Kyle Hotz is a 1 in 10 maybe, because it's $25 through our LCS. The Zafino is independently orderable, so that's good. Scotty Young you can get for reasonable. And then the Elizabeth Torque variant is $50, so that's probably 1 in 25. I'm guessing. Yeah. The Sienkiewicz Hidden Gem is $100.
So that's a beautiful cover.
That's a 1 in 50. Then we go. I think that's the only. Oh no, then there's a Romita Junior Virgin,
which is just cover A but virgin,
and it's a $200 one. So that's a 1 in 400, 1 in 500, something like that. Something like that. So ouch. So obviously I'm staying away from all the above cover price stuff. I just don't do those. But the Varegi, the Captain America 80th, the Knock, the Young, the Zafino, the Gist, the Romita Jr., and the cover A by McNiven are all in play.
There you go.
I could very well buy 8 covers.
Zafino's a nice looking cover too.
Yeah, they're all really, in their own way, they're all lovely.
But are they doing anything interesting with Moon Knight? The mysterious Mr. Knight has opened his midnight mission, his people petitioning for protection from the weird and horrible. The Moon Knight stalks the rooftops and alleys marked with his crescent moon tag, bringing violence to any who would harm his people. Mark Spector, in whichever guise he dons, is back on the streets, a renegade priest of an unworthy god. But while Khonshu languishes in a prison that Moon Knight put him in, Moon Knight must still observe his duty, protecting those who travel at night. Let it be known, Moon Knight will keep the faith. So it sounds like Spectre's less bat crap crazy.
Good.
A little bit more in control, maybe. So this sounds like they're going to lean a little bit more into Marvel's version of Batman.
Sure. And that's fine. We've done that before. Mm-hmm. And that's been fun.
Yeah.
I don't love the John Romita Jr., if I'm being honest. But do I leave it on the table? Or, do I have to get it? I think I have to get it. And you know what they're doing?
That's cover A? Yeah, you can't not have the cover A.
They're sweetening the pot for me.
Yeah.
And what they're doing, they're saying, here's some Moon Knight, Drew. Enjoy all this lovely Moon Knight. And you know what? We know you sold your Werewolf by Night 32. So we're going to give you a facsimile. And you can go ahead and pick this up. And since I've already ordered it multiple times, but they canceled the orders, and I'm going to have to order the damn thing again. And hopefully they fill this order this time.
Retailers, please note that previous orders have been canceled. New solicitation codes must be used to order this issue.
Yeah, so I got to get this again. So So I'm thinking I was going to wait till FOC to order all my Moon Knight and think about it a little longer.
Yeah.
But I think I better order during the pre-order cycle, just so they know I mean business and don't cancel anything on me.
They don't pull the rug out from under the Moon Knights of it all.
Yes. But now I can have my Werewolf by Night 32. Since I sold it too early, obviously.
And a majority of people will not have the 1972 Werewolf by Night 32. So this be most people's only chance.
But yeah, so Moon Knight's back. I'm super excited. I doubt this lasts that long. Most of them last lately 20 issues or so. Maybe you don't even get 3 arcs out of it. But I'm hopeful. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed and see how it goes. And I'll be there. I'll be there for all of them. And it's just nice that they go back to the well, even though the character's not really delivered sales-wise for them, and they continue to go back, and it makes me happy because it's a favorite character of mine that I get to enjoy again. And
there you go.
A lot of people have favorite characters that they never get featured at all, so I'm excited about it.
Very cool. And then from there we have Infinite Destinies number 2, crossed over within Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 2.
What's that?
Go ahead.
What is this? What is Infinite Destinies again? Do we know this?
No.
Okay. This is
It's some sort of warped reality.
Is this like something that's taking place on the annuals? So like a storyline that's just taking place on the annuals?
It seems to be in that vein, yes.
Okay. I think it's coming back to me now. Did we talk about this last month?
We did. But
okay.
I don't remember what we said, so I'm nodding. You can't see it.
Okay, yeah. All right. Infinite Destinies is, because I think I was excited about the idea that they're going to use the annuals to tell a story.
And that they were at least planning something congruent with them.
Yes. Okay. All right. But I think, were less excited about it.
I was curious, but that was all. Because we also have a through line of Thor Annual number 1 from Aaron Cooter.
All right. So we got to get that if you want this whole story. Or you just wait and you wait and see, hey, did anybody read this? Was it good? And then you get the trade.
Yeah, and then when a couple of people go, you just move on with your life.
That's true. Yeah, you could also do that.
Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads number 1, 5-issue series by Peter David and Greg Land.
And this is another symbiote Spider-Man, right? Because we just had one, didn't we?
Correct. After 3 sense-shattering series, Peter David, Greg Land, Jay Leaston, and Frank DeArmata, the entire symbiote Spider-Man crew return. This time they're taking Spider-Man down the road less traveled to the supremely psychedelic Crossroads dimension. In their most ambitious series yet, the symbiote team puts Peter Parker in his alien costume on a collision course with none other than the Incredible Hulk, in a story set just before Peter David's landmark run on the Hulk series.
Gotcha. Then have
you read the 2 prior symbiote series?
No, I have not. Have you?
No.
So yeah, I'm less enthused. Then we have the United States of Captain America. We got a Gamma Flight issue 2, the 5th issue of Alien. I've enjoyed the first 2 issues of Alien.
I've heard nothing but great.
Yeah, it was really good, and I had watched an Alien movie in a long time, and I haven't read an Alien movie since that, or an Alien comic since that Stoko thing. James Stokoe thing that was out a while ago.
Oh yeah.
So it was cool. I mean, I really enjoyed the first 2 issues, and I hope it continues to hit on that level. I don't know that I want to start spinning off already to an Aliens Aftermath #1 with Benjamin Piercy, but they are going to mine this, I guess, since they got the license, like they did with Star Wars. They're going to spin off as much as they can.
I know.
But I'm going to continue to read that first volume. I don't know that I'm going to do the spin-offs. I don't think I have that in me.
Your friend and mine, Derek, actually forced his Blu-rays of the Alien series on me many moons ago, and I'm looking at them right now because I keep forgetting to actually watch them because I remember very little about the movie.
So that's the original trilogy, the Alien, Aliens, and Alien 3?
Yep.
Okay. And then that's the Fincher is the third one, right?
I believe so.
So that's good in its own right because it's Fincher, but the first 2 are pretty much, classics.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And I'd seen them all a long time ago.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'd never circled back around, and I was told I had to do that.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic films, but they're like the first one is totally different in tone, kind of like a horror movie almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the second one is more your standard blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if I have, like, Aliens is on Prime, so I can get that. So is Alien 3, but the first one I can get on IMDb too, but I have to pay for it otherwise.
Again, I just spoke of having the Blu-ray series sitting right here.
Right, but I'm not gonna borrow the Blu-ray from you that you borrowed from your friend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
When I can watch
been sitting there for a year and I haven't watched it, so yeah.
Well, the same guy also loaned me, what's the freaking cartoon that you guys like? Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And he told me I had to watch those, and I watched one. And the rest of that Blu-ray is just sitting there bothering me. And I tried to give it back to him. And he's like, no, you got to keep it till you watch them.
Yeah, he does that where he won't take them back until you've watched them and written a small compendium.
Yeah, so I've still got to finish Rick and Morty. And you got to finish Alien.
Yeah.
But now I want to watch Alien.
And you're making me want to watch Rick and Morty, so let's just swap.
We'll swap Blu-rays. Then we have the Trials of Ultraman. I really wanted to read this, and I started that first Ultraman, that series. Read the first one, maybe the second one. I can't even think if I did now, and I just dropped off. And now we're doing the Trials of with Kyle Higgins, your boy.
Yeah. Nope, not enough for me.
Not enough. We're finishing up Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. We're doing some more Shang-Chi, 3rd issue. We've got X-Men Legends #5.
Mm-hmm.
X-Corp with another great David Aja cover.
Those are so good.
That's so awesome. And you ended up pulling the trigger on those, the first issue, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you did that.
Size Spurrier with Way the X. With my boy Nightcrawler on there.
I do like Cy Spurrier.
And I know you love Nightcrawler.
Yes, that's true. And we have Children of the Atom on their 5th issue. Hellions on 13. Sword #7. Wolverine #14. Have you dipped back into Wolverine, or have you been
I've been so burnt by Wolverine that we have to do something compelling to even make me think about it. I have blown so much stupid money on Wolverine launches that have gone nowhere and done absolutely nothing.
It's left a bad taste.
So easily forgettable that it drives me up the friggin' wall.
Yeah. It's you've been burnt
so much.
Yeah. So that means you can't even enjoy reading a comic now. That's sad.
Yes.
It's very sad.
Yes.
Then we go to X-Force 21. We got New Mutants 20. Marauders 22. Excalibur 22. Spider-Woman gets to issue 13, and I really like that Yoon cover. Man, that's very good.
How long before they pull the trigger on the plug on Spider-Woman?
I don't know. Without having sales data anymore, it's tough to say.
True.
I'm just assuming it's not selling well.
Yeah.
I don't think Black Cat's selling well. It's on its 8th issue. I love it. This great Peach Momoko variant cover there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great series, but I just can't imagine it's selling well either. But I mean, really, what sells well anymore?
Yeah.
We don't even know. Miles Morales hits 28. We're doing Spider Shadow. It's 4 of 5. And it's answering the question, what if Peter Parker became Venom? There you go. We kind of have experienced that. But
yeah.
Non-Stop Spider-Man hits issue 5. Read the first couple. They're good.
World War She-Hulk in Avengers 46.
That's another series I want to like more than I have. Jason Aaron's writing it, right? I should love it.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been able to. It hasn't grabbed me. Captain Marvel hits issue 30 with an oversized issue because it's the 30th issue. Gotcha. I didn't realize that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Iron Man hits 10. And what is this? We're doing some massive Fantastic Four deal. It says Flame On, the biggest change to a Fantastic Four member since number 1 in 1961. Celebrating 60 years of Fantastic Four. Doctor Doom changes the life of one of the members of the Marvel's first family in a profound way. Do not miss this final, fateful chapter. Guest starring Namor and the Black Panther. Oh, wow. I probably should have been reading this. That sounds interesting. Then Black Widow hits issue 9. Eternal is at 6. Avengers Mech Strike. I started reading this because Jed MacKay is writing it, who's writing Moon Knight and Black Cat, which I'm assuming I'm going to like the Moon Knight, and I am enjoying Black Cat. So I started reading Mech Strike, and it's okay. It's a little better than okay.
There you go.
Black Knight, Curse of the Ebony Blade.
We got a few things wrapping up Black Knight. Ending Beta Ray Bill, 505 ending.
Yep.
Thor and Loki Double Trouble, 4/4 ending.
A lot of stuff ending to make way for this Moon Knight that's going to be taken over.
That's right. Take the world by storm.
Yeah. What else am I missing?
From our friend Donnie Cates.
Champions number 8. I need to dip back into Champions. I used to be a big fan, and when they relaunched, I didn't like the way it was going, but now they've got a new writer, this Danny Lore, and I'm gonna give it a shot.
I'm jumping over a couple things, but I'm down looking at Runaways 37, which we're now going back to legacy numbering, just telling us this is technically Runaways 99, and the next issue will be 100.
What page are you on?
I am down on 57.
Okay, I blew right past that.
Did you?
Let me get back up there.
Again, it's easy to blow past because it's made up.
Okay, so this is issue 99 of Runaways.
Yes.
And so we'll get issue 100. All right. That's interesting. Okay. Then we have Mortal Hulk, Savage Avengers, Daredevil. I should check back in on Daredevil, especially since I like.
Still her. I was wrong.
Yeah, you were wrong about that.
I thought it would move on very quickly from that.
Yeah, we're up to issue 32, and it's still her. So, Chip Zdarsky, I like him, so I need to I need to give him more time. It's just like it's like a bottom of the stack thing, and it's something I just don't get around to, and
High Republic 7 for Star Wars. War of the Bounty Hunters #2, and they're giving us that action figure Bosk straight out of the gate here.
Is that tempting?
I do like Bosk, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. We're putting the old Han Solo in carbonite right there on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
So this War of the Bounty Hunters is a big deal, right?
And we also have an offshoot already of War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt #1.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I got confused. I didn't realize that was a spin-off.
Let me see if we can get a timeline on this. Jabba the Hutt is one of the most powerful and ruthless gangsters in the galaxy, and Boba Fett, his most trusted bounty hunter, has failed him. How will Jabba deal with betrayal? Violently. And what does this have to do with a bounty hunter with ties to the High Republic? Justina Ireland and Luca Pizza Ari's Hutt-sized Spectacular is the first of 4 action-packed War of the Bounty Hunters tie-ins about the criminal underworld's most notorious hunters and scoundrels, all told by the best Star Wars writers and illustrators in the galaxy.
Kyle?
Yes.
This seems like this bounty hunter stuff seems like it's up your alley to me.
I like a good bounty hunter. I really do.
So, it's Star Wars. You love Star Wars. It's bounty hunters.
Yes.
You like that. A lot of these characters, and it's going to tie into all the different Star Wars titles, and it's all going to be spread across all of them in a great big tie-in. Why aren't you excited about this?
It could suck. It could very easily suck and be nothing.
You should be excited about this.
Love them all. Big fans of the IG-88s, the Bosks, the Dengars, the Bobas of the world.
When they were sitting around drawing this up, I think you are the guy that they were thinking, hey, we've got these comic fans, Star Wars fans out there that love this stuff. We can tempt them to read everything in the line, to read this big event. And then, maybe if we do a good job, they'll stick around and they'll get reinvigorated and read all the Star Wars comics again.
We've already got them whipped into a frenzy with the end of Mandalorian Season 2.
Yeah.
With the Book of Boba Fett.
And you got the Bad Batch, wet your whistle. You want it, you want more. You can go play in this world with this event.
Yeah.
And in the best case scenario is you love it, and you start reading all the comics again.
There you go. Back into the AFRAs, which I was there for moment #1. Back into the Star Wars, which hasn't been good for a couple years now. Yeah, I'm with you.
So right now you're only reading High Republic, right?
No, I did the Vader series. I've actually really liked the Vader series that's going on at the moment.
Okay, so you're reading 2 already.
Yep.
Plus that IDW thing, or no?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the other High Republic. Yeah, both High Republics, Darth Vader, and then I'm going to dip into this Bounty Hunters. Actually, I'm just going to follow this Bounty Hunters through the entirety.
So you'll have
I'm staying low and expecting it to be completely cheesy. But we'll see.
Really, the only thing you have to add back in then is the Star Wars main and the Dr. Aphra.
And the AFRA, yep.
Everything else you're already reading.
Correct.
If you read the actual mini-series.
Yeah, I don't think there's a High Republic tie-in. They talk of the High Republic, but I don't think it swings into that book.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't make sense, would it?
Yeah, it would be a 200-year jump.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They're kind of phoning in some of these covers on these Star Wars books.
If we just start at page 62 and we take a drink every time we see Boba Fett. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But you didn't look at all the variants.
No, I did not.
Which you know that's 99% of the variants are going to be Bobo related.
Yep. And that's pretty much it for me.
I think so, but we're only on page 72. There's got to be more stuff, Kyle.
I had already clicked off. I'm sorry.
You're done.
I saw a statue and I moved on with my life.
You got to understand how they do it. They split stuff up. There might be some fantastic gold here that we have to look at. And so far, I'm just looking at trades and omnibuses. So you might have been correct. Not that there aren't wonderful; those are wonderful things, but
I'm
not
just
usually
not
what
over.
we talk about. We don't usually talk about those here. I'm gonna scoot down. I'm on almost to 100, so I'm flying through here just to double check. Is there anything I'm missing?
Again, I've closed the window already.
You don't even care. You don't even care what the last half of the book says.
I don't have $160 for a book
trade
that I like. Yeah.
For an oversized trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. That was it. All right, Kyle. Let's go look at some hot books over.
Let's go to Cover Price.
Yes.
And look at Cover Price Top 10 and see what is flying off the shelves. Starting at rank 10, we have Batman Fortnite 0. Number 1. 2021 sales fell again from 122 copies last week to just moving 61 this week, yet still had a 7-day trend of 100% and a high sale of $53 for a friggin' raw, which helped it remain on the list this week. Fortnite players picking these up, getting the armored Batman with all 6 codes. For those tired of seeing these on here, we have 2 more months of this crap, plus subsequent printings and variants. Settle in, beasts.
So, $53 for a raw is probably not letting your son.
Nope, sorry, homie, you playing with fish stick again.
He does not get this yet. Okay.
Nope, he gets a second print when it filters through. Unless if the second print spikes, I'm selling it out under him too.
He's gonna have to get a DC Unlimited subscription.
Yep. We will look at that. At rank 9, Black Widow number 6. A holdover from last week, this issue features the first appearance of Lady Nguyen, a.k.a. Marigold, who becomes Natasha's protege. Almost $30 for Raw. From 1973, Conan the Barbarian, number 24. Recently, actress Hannah John Kamen was cast as Red Sonja for the Netflix film of the same name. CGC designated Conan 23 as the first appearance of Red Sonja, and this issue is the first full appearance. Both are important, since 23 gets most of the focus. Buyers quickly turned to this issue and moved 20 copies. High sale of $1,100 for a CGC 9.4. At rank 7, Batman Fortnite .0 number 1, second print.
Uh-oh.
Crap, we were just talking about this. The second print made the list as well. 26 for a raw. Sorry, buddy. You ain't getting that. I'm selling it. At rank 6, Secret Wars Secret Love number 1, second print from 2015. The guys on a very popular podcast mentioned this book and noted how this second print homage, Our Love Story number 1, was most likely a low printed issue. With Kamala on the rise, low printed issues featuring her on the cover are going to see significant market increases, which of course it did, moving 39 copies and $50 for a raw. From 1991 at rank 5, we have Marvel Comics Presents number 72. For the third week in a row, this Wolverine origin story landed on the top 10. Recently, there were very loose rumors of a very unlikely Wolverine anthology series for Disney+. CGC 9.8, going for $8.50 because of very loose rumors.
What do you
That's
think
nuts.
of? Who do you think the podcast was that he's referring to?
It wasn't us. I apologize.
I don't. Yeah, it wasn't us. We did not mention
Yeah.
Our Love Story number 1, but I'm wondering who it was.
Yeah. Not sure on the top of my head. At rank 4, Something is Killing the Children number 1, the 2020 LCSD foil variant. CGC 9.8 is going for $295. 9.8s are selling for $200, which is pretty great. Batman Fortnite .0 number 2. Another Fortnite book, $30 for Raw. At rank 2, Mighty Avengers #1 from 2013, Marvel recently released a preview of their upcoming slate of films, including the official announcement of The Marvels, replacing Captain Marvel 2. In the title, the A was replaced with Monica Rambeau's Spectrum logo. This, of course, led many to assume that Monica will take on the moniker. Her first appearance as Spectrum is in this issue. While this is still speculation, it moved 70 friggin' copies, and a CGC 9.8 is up to 350 already.
Wow.
Yeah. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood #3, the Kevin Eastman 1 in 25 variant. With the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer finally releasing, this book is trending at the perfect time. The series features an anthology of stories centered around Carnage. However, Kevin Eastman is a fan favorite artist and rarely draws books outside of the TMNT Turtles books. His 1 in 25 for this issue is incredibly tough to find and therefore witnessing high demand. It sold 40 copies and a Raw hit $53.
Yeah, I don't even remember when this happened. I don't remember Kevin. I would think Kevin Eastman would have popped off the page at us, but yeah, I don't remember that at all. Bummer. At rank 11, we have Avengers Academy #1 from 2010, another podcast-related book. This features several young Marvel characters: Hazmat, Metal, Stryker, Vale, and Finesse. There's no rumor of them appearing anywhere anytime soon, but they believe, these frickin' podcasters, that they could show up at some point during Phase 4. So that makes it sell 29 copies with a high sale of $90 for a Near Mint Plus Raw copy. At rank 12, we have Batman 108. This is the first Miracle Molly. This is the 1 in 25, so it sold for $55 for a Raw. And I guess Raw copies have now dropped and selling it for $30, which is ridiculous for a 1 in 25 because you probably paid more than that. So, bummer. Batman Fortnite 0 point #2 from is at rank 13. And this is the 1 in 25 version, and this is selling for $40 for a Raw. The Amazing Spider-Man 129 from 1974. This, of course, is the first Punisher. It comes in at rank 14. It sold 13 copies and had a high sale of, get this, $8,988 for a Raw. Not a CGC 9.8. That's for a Raw. Rank 15, we have Miles Morales' first appearance in Ultimate Fallout #4, continuing to sell. 38 more copies changed hands. This one got a $3,400 price tag on a CGC 9.8. Then we go to Star Wars Kanan the Last Padawan. Kyle has
I have
a million
to get
of
the
these.
CGC, don't I?
You do. You do. It sold 37 copies and had a high sale of $500 for a CGC 9.8.
First appearance of Sabine, Kanan, Ezra, Chopper, Hera, Zeb, who we haven't really seen pop off on anything live action or anything super exciting.
But is it worth $30 for you to see if you got a 9.8 there to get $500 back?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? What are you doing? What are you doing with your time?
How long do we have? I have so many books.
You got the Silk. That's a beauty that needs to go.
Yeah.
The Young Avengers #1 needs to go.
Yeah.
I
found Something Is Killing the Children, cover B.
#1.
#1.
Yeah, that needs to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do it. You're not going to get as good a deal as you would have got in early April.
Yeah.
You have to pay a few more dollars a piece, but oh well. At rank 17, we have Lady Killer #1 with my girl, Joelle Jones, and they've now got Blake Lively playing Lady Killer and Diablo Cody doing the writing. We're not sure if Diablo Cody can still write, but that's still cool. And it has moved this to a high sale of $350 for a CGC 9.8. Conan the Barbarian #23 from 1973. We have Hannah John Kamen cast as Red Sonja for the Netflix film. This is her first official appearance as Red Sonja. So this is selling for $1,500 for a 9.6. That should go higher.
Yeah.
I would
That's
think
just a 9.6.
I would think Red Sonja could spike, but it's a 1973 book. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't expect 9.8s out of the 1973 book, can you?
Yes.
I guess you can. Rank 19, we have Jupiter's Legacy. Kyle, did you watch this?
I haven't watched it yet.
Fantastic.
I actually just started Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier.
That's good for you. At least, knock that out. It's pretty good, too. Sold Jupiter's Legacy sold 40 copies. Had a high sale of $200 for a CGC 9.8, $218 actually. This was great. I really enjoyed it, but having read the comics, having read all the Jupiter's Legacy comics, and knowing what's coming, hurts a little bit.
Oh my!
Because you're waiting for the big things to happen, and you know it's coming. You know what's next, and so it's kind of better. I think you'll enjoy Jupiter's Legacy if you haven't
going in blind.
Yeah, I think so. And then at number 20 is Something is Killing the Children. Number 1, the 8th print.
Such a cool looking cover. I wish I'd have paid attention and saw it.
And it had a high sale of $120 for a CGC 9.8.
Yeah,
fantastic stuff.
But we've gone from what has been selling for good. Let's get back into some future speculation, and let's do that with our FOC. Of course, our FOC is our fine loader cutoff. It's our last ability to see the things coming out here in the next few weeks, add them to our order so we don't have to chase them on the secondary market. We could just use our brains and get them for cover price, if not less, with our discounts. We get a wonderful list from our good friends at Deep Discount Comics. They fire us off a list on Fridays. We go over it and share it with you so we can make adjustments to our orders, our DC orders on Sunday, and our other orders on Monday. We get a cool little curated list, and they actually pull a few things out and say, what do you think about this? First thing they're talking about, DC Unkillables trade paperback coming out. Or, I'm sorry, the Deceased Unkillables trade paperback coming out. That is a cool looking cover on that. Future State Gotham number 2, the Derek Chu cardstock variant from DC. Even my boy Nightwing there on the cover there. Geiger number 3, cover A. 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton number 1, the cover A from Image Books there. Iron Man number 9, the Panovision Spider-Man Villains variant.
Panosian.
Dan
Panosian.
Dan Panosian. Is that Boomerang on there? I can't even tell off the top of my head.
I think you're right, yeah.
Web of Spider-Man number 1 of that 5-issue series. Something is Killing the Children number 17 from Boom Comics. From Ablaze Comics, he's telling us all about Space Pirate Captain Harlock number 1. A Derek Chu variant from Blaze Comics. That's pretty cool. Dynamite is giving us Red Sonja number 1, the 1977 Dynamite edition, with the OG cover we can get. And
Perhapanauts
Second Chance number 1 from Scout Comics.
Interesting there, yes, exactly.
But let's not take Eric's word for it. Let's dig into our FOC and see what we can find. And let's start with DC books.
I did find myself reading Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries.
Again, back to it?
Yeah. So it's 3rd issues out. I've read the first. I read the first one. I don't know that I read the second one yet, but I probably will. Because it's this nostalgia, man. It's got the nostalgia feels right there. So...
Longing for the days of that post-apocalyptic Scooby-Doo book.
Exactly.
Which I blanked on the name of.
I can't remember either, but I love that book.
Yeah, you were a big fan.
Anything else happening?
Injustice Year Zero complete hardcover. That's cool. Those Joker covers are all awesome.
The future state Gotham has an art germ. That's really nice. Yeah, you're right about the Jokers. They're all fantastic. The New 52 has a deluxe edition hardcover. Is that like all the first issues? Is that what that is, I wonder?
Yeah, 10th anniversary docs just went. Yeah, that went over some of the highlight stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of their number ones.
Mm-hmm.
So why aren't we still doing a New 52 if we're so damn proud of it?
Yeah.
Right? Should still be doing it.
I mean, I loved it. It bore some awesome fruit for me.
And then we have Represent number 1. I've read all these digitally. I think I've read every single one of them. They're really fun little stories, short stories. Some are better than others, but worth reading. They didn't do much with the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow blank. It's just light blue. Thought they'd do something fun. I do love the Superman 32 cardstock variant. That's really,
and Huckley, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then the Josh Middleton Wonder Woman is great. What's going on there, but it's great.
Down into some Dark Horse.
Secret.
Yeah, Secret Land number 1.
Yeah, what's that about?
An odd book.
Christopher Emgard and Tomas Aria. Hitler's dead. Ben and Catherine are supposed to be together, happy. Instead, Ben fights the war in the Pacific with the reckless heroism of one who believes his fiancée is killed in action. Okay. Interesting. So I gotta check out that Sophie Campbell TMNT ongoing for 117. Usually she does pretty good. That one's just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Eastman, I'm guessing, isn't available.
And then our 1 in 10 is a nice looking cover. Those 1 in 10s have been spiking a bit, so.
Sam Lofty.
Yeah, maybe a nice quick flip there.
That isn't bad. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
What do our good friends at Cowabunga want? $20?
Yep.
I don't think there's enough meat on that bone, man.
Nope.
What about a Transformers annual?
I liked the Freddie Williams 1 in 10. It's a good looking cover.
Kyle, remind me of what Ant is at Image.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
So there's no way there have been 11.
No, there's been 14
ish.
years between issues.
Okay. I was going to say there's no way.
This is an Eric Larson thing. This is your boy. The answer: 14 years after its previous issue was published, Ant returns for Volume 1's awe-inspiring conclusion. This special one-shot both wraps up the story already begun by series creator Mario Gully and serves as a completely self-contained introduction to Ant by superstar creator Eric Larson. Hannah Washington has spent years looking for answers, and finally her quest comes to its epic conclusion, guest starring the dynamic Daredevil.
Okay. I thought maybe I had a stroke and that for 11 months, I had missed the previous Ants.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did I do that? And I have no clue. But that makes a lot more sense now. That's good.
Birthright makes it to issue 50. Birthright concludes.
Hats off. Josh Williamson.
Amen.
Yeah. Speaking of conclusions, I just finished the last Outcast, issue 48. So Kirkman, of course, now has, what is that? Multiple trades, hardcovers, and a compendium that he can put out for Outcast, and it ended really well. Really stuck the landing.
Stuck the landing.
I enjoyed it a lot. Geiger's been good. Good Asian, still haven't read that first issue. It's sitting there. I did read the first issue of Hey Kids Comics, and you know how much I love that first volume. Mm-hmm. The second volume doesn't start off as good because there's just a big cast of characters, and I'm having a little trouble grasping what's going on. But I'm sure I'm gonna pull it together.
6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton, #1 from Image Comics. Kyle Starks writing this book. For fans of Chew and Assassination comes a new action mystery series.
Oh, yeah, okay. So Kyle Starks did Assassination, right? We like that.
Yes.
We like that.
Yep.
I don't remember Chris Schweitzer from anything. But, oh yeah, I really enjoyed Kyle Stark's writing, so I'm gonna check this out.
Down into some Marvel books.
Is it worth getting Black Widow #6, the second print, for that first Marigold?
She got a cover. Oh yeah, she's got some cool cover stuff.
That's not Marigold, is it?
I have no idea.
On the cover A. But let me look at the $50 variant. That's probably her.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm not paying that. But
yep. Moving on.
It might be worth picking up the second printing. I don't know. Heroes Reborn goes to a second print. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Heroes Reborn Night Gwen.
So weird.
Dr. Gwendolyn Stacy is Ravencroft Asylum's leading psychiatrist. Nightbird. Huh. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm freaked out. It's weird. I don't like it.
We've poo-pooed them before, and they've become big deals.
We did not poo-poo them before. We were enjoying other things.
Well, what about Heroes Reborn Squadron Savage?
Nope, still dumb.
You don't like that either? Crossbones, Cloak, and Murder Hornet?
Those are some cool names.
So that Bounty Hunters Alpha went to a second print.
Mm-hmm.
Last chance to pick up Web of Spider-Man #1. Bothers me that it's only a 5-issue miniseries. Web of Spider-Man went on forever back in the day.
And it's the only series that hasn't really popped.
Yeah. That bothers me. I'm skipping it. It's a second issue of Marjorie Finnegan Temporal Criminal from AWA. Boom's putting out a bunch of printings for Dune House Atreides. #1 goes to a 4th. #2 goes to a 3rd. #3 and 4 go to a 2nd.
Good Luck #1 from Boom Studios. There are 4 different covers on that one. 2 ratioed 10s and 25s.
Yeah, that's Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeon. And they answered the question, what if luck was quantifiable and something everyone was born with? Everyone except the unfortunates, teenagers born with absolutely zero luck. Hey, that was me.
Something is Killing the Children 17. Boy, that is a cool looking B cover.
Now, Kyle, you've said this before, and it's hit.
Yes.
This is one of those times.
Yes.
So, better than the A cover.
I like it, but yeah. 100%.
I think you're right. Now, and then what about that 1 in 25?
Not as good as the B.
The B is better.
The B is much better.
Set it here, right here, folks. Go cover B.
Moving on from Boom, we are into Ablaze Comics. And why are we into Ablaze Comics? Because Space Pirate Captain Heartlock #1 is blowing up. We got like 10 different variants for it. And we've got, for an Ablaze comic, there's some big names. You got Derek Chu, Yannick Paquette doing covers here.
I'm going to go down to Aftershocks. Bunny Mask #1 from Paul Tobin with art by Andrea Muti. And it's a horror series. Paul Tobin did Colder. And the A cover is creepy as hell. And it's Bunny Mask.
All that, yeah.
And then the B cover is kind of cool too. So take a look at that one.
The B, only cover B, you can cut it out and make your own mask.
Make your own mask, yeah. Now the there's also an Adlard. Is that our boy Adlard that's doing the 1 in 25? But it's not great.
One of the bigger books we're probably going to get from this is from Black Mask Comics with White #1. The team that asked, what if only black people had superheroes, is back with the sequel to the critically acclaimed series, Black. White comics are limited to 2,500 copies each. Grab them before they sell out.
That's a small print run.
Yeah. Wonder if we can get one for this.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What if they've already gone through their 2,500?
I mean, it wouldn't be all on FOC if it had maxed out already, would it?
Yeah, it's probably true.
And what happens if it gets allocated? Does that mean you get a second print?
That was my other question. Yep.
I love that. White comics are allocated to 2,500 copies. Pretty interesting. Yeah, some really cool stuff on the FOC this week.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go back to what's already been selling good, what's blown up from weeks past. Let's head on over to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com and let's see what their Hot 10 has to offer for us. The #1 book for them is Bitterroot #1. $75 to $100 or more dollars. Oh man, this one could be cool. Regina King to direct under the Legendary brand. That is definitely a win-win. There are so many good covers for this #1, especially the Akira homage. At rank 2, we have Venom versus Carnage #2 and #1. 125 to 150 raw and 9.8s are now over $600. Patrick Mulligan showing up in the Venom trailer shouldn't have really been that big of a surprise, right? Marvel Team Up #14 from 2006, up from between 50 and 60 to over 100 to 125. Invincible is crushing it, so why not a crossover with Spidey doing the same?
Well, I don't remember that at all.
I didn't even know it existed.
That's cool.
Department of Truth #1, the 5th print secret variant. between $75 and $100. Do we still like these quote-unquote secret variants? I guess some people do based on the selling price of this one. At rank 5, we have Hank Howard, Pizza Detective, in Caligula's Safe #1. What? And why would a book selling for between $15 and $20 be on the list this week, even though that was the norm a year ago? $1 cover price is why. I'm sure retailers bought many extras of this, so I wouldn't go crazy on what might be the strangest titled book ever.
Did you get your copy?
No.
I don't know if I did either.
So weird.
It said it shipped one, so
Yeah.
there
you go.
I might have got one.
At rank 6, we have G.I. Joe number 281, the Casey Maloney 1 in 10 variant, selling for over $40. The first appearance of Sherlock. Just think what this would be selling for if that character was on the cover, like the A cover. Mighty Avengers number 1 from 2013 and 9.8 of this sold this year for $72. Now expected to pay over $300. Raws have also jumped from basically no one was buying them to all kinds of sales in the 35 to 50 range. I do agree that Monica Rambeau will be a big player from here on out, and this is the likely moniker she will take. At rank 8, Beta Ray Bill number 1, second print 1 in 25, between $50 and $60. Y'all know that I put these second print incentives on the list just to irritate everybody, right? This is a sweet gold variant of one the all of you can order first prints of, though. At rank 9, Zatanna number 16, clearly one of Adam Hughes' best covers ever, but this was creeping up and is now $250 for a raw copy. The last 9.8 sold in March for $450, but if you can find it now for that price, you are stealing it. Number 1 rule of modern comics, never give up on an iconic cover art. And at rank 10, Avengers Academy number 1, between $60 and $70. Hazmat, Metal. Who is paying this much for these characters, and no one has ever cared about them before? Who knows?
Because of that crazy podcast that mentioned it, I guess.
Yeah. And honorable mention, Spider-Man 601. 9.8s have sold this week for between $325 and $400, and Raws are over $110. Classic cover that has had a lot of eyes on it this past week because of some IG users thought he could fix Campbell's work. Eyes equals a price increase. But again, do not give up on iconic covers. And Space Adventures number 12 by a good friend Varios. Steve Ditko cover on this. A 6.5 sold just last summer for $1,200. This week an 8.5 sold for $7,200. That price is 80% higher than the last 8.5 that sold 2 years ago for $4Gs.
Jesus.
Classic cover, to be honest. I'm surprised that lower grade copies are still somewhat affordable. We need to get us one.
Yeah, that is cool. And that's an old Steve Ditko. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, Drew, we've gone over what's flying off the secondary market. We've gone over what we are going to order here in the future. But let's look at right here and now with our sneak peek at next week. Let's see what you and I are going to make sure we get from our comic shops coming out next week. Let's start going to lunardistribution.com and finding the releases for the 18th.
It's going to be weird in a couple months when we have to go to 3 different sites to do this.
Yeah. More Fortnite. They're all blowing up. Just get them.
Buy them both.
Yep.
Yeah, buy one and give it to Kyle's kid, because he won't.
Yeah. Don't like my Nightwing covers for $80.
Look at that Joker second printing, man.
Yeah.
The Francesco Mattina. Oh, that's gorgeous. The Legends of the Dark Knight's pretty nice. Yeah, we've discovered that Redondo does better with second prints than he does the regular print Nightwings. I do like what they're doing with the color scheme, and I don't mind the clothesline acrobatics. I think that's kind of nice. You didn't care for it.
Do you not mind it, or do you like it?
I like it.
I don't.
And that, what are we doing with Wonder Girl there? Just blank. Gotcha. All right, that's enough for DC.
All right, we're gonna head on over to Previews World, find May 19th, and start where we love to start. Let's start in Image with Geiger #1 getting a cool looking third print. Very white cover. That's gonna be a hard one to get a 9.8. But I really like that third print.
Radiant Black getting third prints for issue 1, 2, second print for 3. Wow.
Holy crap. It's like people realized Image does superheroes good.
Good one. Stillwater's back with issue 7. That's a good one. Stray Dogs, is that finishing? Oh, it's penultimate.
Yeah, and I've heard nothing but good things. I bet you they are kicking themselves for making this a 5-issue series, and they wish it was continuing on. If they just shut their mouths, they could be making more money.
Yep, true.
5 covers for Walking Dead 15.
Don't I know it? Dark Horse, we have Far Cry Rite of Passage #1. It's a 3-issue series.
Far Cry, really cool and fun video game featuring fan favorite villains from Far Cry 3, 4, and 5. Pagan Men being my favorite Far Cry villain.
Remind me what Far Cry is, what kind of game it is?
First person, run around, kill things, blow things up.
Adventure?
Yeah. Yeah, the 5th one was like you're trying to take down a David Koresh type institution. They mostly have really cool villains they center around.
Rangers of the Divide #1 from Dark Horse, from Megan Wang. Looks really pretty on the cover. She's doing it all. Dragons, mythical beasts, and sci-fi technology. Might be worth checking out.
Looks a little all age, but not bad. From IDW, we have Chained to the Grave #3. Nifty looking weird, crazy off the wall cover. And we talked about this Best of Splinter.
It's a great cover.
Our IDW, Turtles series. This is the bright pink Splinter cover. Very cool. Moving on and checking out some of our Marvel books.
I'm looking forward to this Fantastic Four life story. Mark Russell's going to write it. It's going to be pretty cool. He's going to cover the 60s, 70s, and the other decades. And I'm sure he's going to...
I like the Martine variant. It's cool looking.
He's really probably going to hit the satire pretty hard. So I think it's pretty good. Is that Marcos Martin? Yeah, he does some good work. I like it.
Yeah.
Just buy that stuff sight unseen.
Mm-hmm. Immortal Hulk, Time of Monsters #1. Oh, it's Al Ewing writing it. I was going to say, are we going back to your Immortal Hulk love? But no. Shang-Chi #1. Silk #1 going to second print. That's good.
Yeah.
We have a 5th printing of High Republic #1, a 4th printing of High Republic #2, and a third printing of High Republic #3. Buy them all because you never know which one will pop.
I'm zooming down the back half unless you've got something else.
Nope, I'm just always stopping at Berserker and trying to figure out what the answer is there.
I'm looking at Red Room #1. This is Ed Piskor doing the writing and the art. You know, this is my boy from Hip Hop Family Tree and X-Men Grand Design. I like his style a lot. It's pretty cool. Not really sure what this is about. Don't care. I want to see what he has to say. So, looks like a little maybe horror type comic, dark web, something. So I'm going to check that out for sure. It's a Fantagraphics book. It's a little high. It's $6.99. And get this, we're bringing Red Rover Charlie back.
I was just about to tell you, did you want to pay $6 for the book you read 10 years ago? $6 a piece for the Dog Days variants.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a new volume. No, it's just variants of the original.
Super limited order incentive editions.
Golly, they got to stop this. Avatar, put out some new stuff, please.
Yep.
You killing me. Man, there's a lot of interesting printings that striking my fancy.
Oh yeah.
A lot of new #1s that could be the pick. Ah, man, a lot of places to go.
But only one right answer. Drew, what's your pick of the week?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Red Room, Ed Piskor from Fantagraphics. I'd probably be the only time I pick a Fantagraphics book ever, because usually they're OGNs. So, but yeah, Red Room, Ed Piskor.
And I like that Geiger #1 third print. There's something about that I can't stop looking at.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tagging along with Drew and myself as we went through what the hot books are, what the future holds, and all the interesting stuff coming up in the world of comics. Follow us, find our Patreon, and search for Comics for Fun and Profit. We've had a lot of good conversations about the things blowing up and some of the cool stuff that's happening in the world of comics. A little bit of speculation on some of the Marvel X books and stuff that are starting to blow up, with a lot of people just jumping back and forth thinking we got some mutants on the horizon and there are some books flying. Be part of those conversations, and you can only do it by subscribing to our Patreon. Then we will let you in our Slack, and we will share all our fun stuff with you, and we will also put you in a drawing to win some really dope 9.8 CGC comics. So don't miss on that. A lot of cool conversation, a lot of cool speculation we chit-chat about in there. So we thank you so much for joining us. For Drew and for myself, see ya.